And we are live for another session of the Wildlands. Except I forgot to put on my hat. So, actually,
Sacrilege.
I shouldn't have gone live yet. I wasn't ready.
What have you done?
I don't
All
have
his
any.
power
I don't have.
is
I don't have any authority until I put on this
Anarchy.
very important-looking hat.
Hey,
Anarchy.
Max, maybe you should try not wearing your hat once, and maybe you'll roll better.
Maybe I should
give him that advice.
Maybe I should wear the wizard hat when I play Mordheim. But
I can confirm the hat does not hurt his rolls.
That's true. It's also worth. Your character just had a really tough time in a fight. Anyway, so to review, you guys have ventured into a dungeon called Le Donjon Oublié, from the previous empire that ruled the Wildlands.
That's Spanish for front door.
Hoping to find treasure, but the most important reward is a pardon to expedite getting out of prison due to the legal tangle that you got yourselves into defending Bella's mother's acting troupe from a bunch of, can I say KKK-esque guards.
Except with cooler hats.
And in the midst of this dungeon, you have fought some guardian statues, silenced a fungus, snuck past, and then fought a bunch of ghouls to get a key, and been rather alarmed by the strange chains here and there, possibly a sign of what's waiting for you as you seek Chaikar, the nightmare Hachette, who was supposedly locked down here hundreds of years ago, a serial killer that still haunts the place. So, that all brings us to here and now, this location. You ventured into this southern part of the abandoned prison, hoping to find some further clues to help you unlock the great chained doors to the northern side. In so doing, you heard a great deal of muttering, babbling, incoherent whispers. And it got louder as you approached. Finally, breaking into what appears to be an old armory with weapon racks, suits of armor on stands, and various other items of interest. You found this creature. A smoky, incorporeal thing made of twisting ribbons of shadow that twist and spin around each other and are constantly shifting and changing in this maddening way, but not nearly so maddening as the babble of whispers that assault your ears and try to force the whispers' way into your mind like fingers into your brain. And as Bref busted open the door, seeking the source of all this, I have asked that everyone here tonight will be making a save. Frasher and Typha will not have to make a save, and additionally, their players couldn't make it tonight, unfortunately. So, Frasher and Typha, we are going to say, instead of coming back to help you, started to come back to help you and then turned back for some unknown reason to you and are not going to be joining this fight. And you don't really know what Typha and Frash are up to, but there's something going on around the corner with them. But you can't really go check it out right now because you are in the thick of it. So I am asking all of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please. And let me see. First of all, we have...
No.
You know what? I'm just
Feel
gonna...
bad, guy.
No.
I'm more int.
This is great.
All right, Akiri.
This is
one's on you.
fine. This is fine.
You got it, babe. Save us all.
Oh,
You can do it.
boy, this is fine.
Look at those rolls. Bella gets a 2. She fails. Akiri got a 24. She succeeds. Ziklu fail. Mavra fail. Falanico's character is...
Draco.
Draco. Thank you. Draco is a relatively new character. I still have to inscribe it, burn it onto the hard drive, and Bref has failed as well. So only Akiri succeeded. Did I have you guys roll initiative yet?
No, I
You
don't
did
think
not.
so.
Okay. It's rather loud. There we go. Alright, let's clear that.
Max, I'm so sorry. Did you say what the effect was yet?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Then I apologize for nothing.
Okay. I am going to ask that everyone roll initiative. Remember to select your character's token first so that it automatically adds you to the order. If you forget, then I can still add you manually.
I'm so glad that I rolled high on this.
I'm so glad I rolled low on. Well, okay, no, I am glad I rolled low.
Oops.
The shadow monster gets a 56 in initiative.
Yep.
Have I seriously only cast 2 spells this entire campaign so far?
Guess so.
Bref. As the whispers penetrate your psyche, you take psychic damage. You take 7 psychic damage, and you are stunned. So, just overwhelmed by the whispers in your mind, you basically freeze in place, helpless for the moment. Ziklu same. You take 7 damage, 7 psychic damage, and are stunned. Bella, the same.
Oh, good.
Draco, the same. Mavra, the same. The Thing, as we're all frozen, just kind of dealing with this onslaught of your mind, this onslaught within your mind, just overwhelmed, the Thing, it almost seems slowly, lazily, trailing wisps of itself like smoke. It turns toward you. Who has training? Who has training in religion?
Akiri does. Question? Yep.
You're a cleric.
Obs. But I'm also
Akiri.
nowhere near inside the range of that thing.
Akiri is you studied at the feet of the masters at the old shrine in the Whisper Sanctuary. You heard tell of these creatures that can assault the minds of folk. A spirit that has been left behind from some tortured soul. This is someone who died of learning a horrifying secret. And now they babble their madness and cannot be completely killed. Or at least they can't pass on.
Cool. Do I know how to make it stop?
Well, you know it's called an Alep. And to know any more, you will have to make a roll. But that would occur on your turn.
Cool.
You are realizing this, you're recalling, flashback to studying at the, reading about these dangers that clerics should know about. You're watching this thing turn slowly, trailing smoke as it turns. And again, it almost seems to move slowly, but Bref isn't really dodging very well. Or hardly at all, really. And it flies forward. And reaches out, again, babbling. And it tries to touch Bref. And I believe it has advantage for attacking a stunned person, but it might be even worse, so I have to double check.
It's just advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, attack rolls against have advantage. And if there's any strength or dex saves, then I'm auto-failing.
Okay.
I think that'll hit.
Well, a nat 20. What's the theme song for the Alep?
Screams.
That
Secret,
opening
secret.
song from Coraline.
I've got a secret.
I probably shouldn't spend this. Here we go. So a critical hit with its maddening touch. You know how in the Harry Potter movies, like when the mentors like suck out the person's essence, right? That's how it looks when this thing reaches out with its long, smoky, pointy fingers that are made of twisting ribbons of smoke and pulls at Breath's essence. All right. And this is, again, psychic damage. That will be a total of 18.
Hachi machi.
Oof.
And then it still has movement. It flies right through that suit of armor. And now only Draco and Mavra and Bella see it. Of course, you are frozen in fear and the overwhelming whispers crowding out your own thoughts. You can't think. Okay. Ak-Iri, it's your turn.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
You have been trained to resist this power, and with your incredible wisdom, you have done so. The madness cannot overtake your good sense.
Would she have seen where it went? Actually, yeah, no, she would have. Or had thought of where it
She might
have
not
gone?
see where it is, actually. Hang on. You can see it.
Cool. Then she's gonna do a half skip and a dodge through people
Okay.
until she's there. She's small. She can do it.
Through all the stunned people. Excuse me. Pardon me.
It turns toward you.
Oh, sorry. Up. Hi, Mr. Whispery Boy. I'm so sorry you have such a terrible secret inside of you. Eat a guiding bolt. Just at level 1. Does a 23 hit?
It does. How much damage?
That's a bad damage roll. 9.
What type?
Radiant. 4d6 and it came out 9.
Yeah, it could have been better.
Ow.
Okay.
And then whoever hits it next has advantage.
Yes. What's Kiri's favorite color?
Red.
Okay. The Alep. Hey, Taladar in the Twitch. Thanks for coming by. Let's put on some more fun combat music. Because this is a fun combat.
Every combat's fun if you just believe in yourself.
There it is. Okay. Ak-Iri.
Yeah.
When you strike it with your spell, there's a little shimmer in the air where the magic traveled. And the creature goes... And swirling ribbons of smoke travel back along the trail left in the air by your magic, straight at you.
Oh boy.
and Draco and Mavra.
Oh boy. Sorry, guys.
That means that you guys, all three of you, need to make wisdom saving throws. Okay.
Not good.
Okay. Just double checking. You don't have any buff spells up, do you?
All I have is
I mean, you
Mage
guys in
armor.
general.
No.
Okay.
mage armor.
Cool. Mage armor's cool. Okay. Once again, Akiri's training protects her. But Draco and Mavra, both take 11 psychic damage, and you are filled with a certain kind of madness. So Mavra and Draco, it's your responsibility to remind me at the start of your next turn that you have a bit of madness. And I will tell you what that means.
Oh no.
On your turn.
You said 11 damage, right?
Yes. 11 psychic. I don't have a good, like, insanity icon. I guess we'll do that.
That's good.
Alright. There's some secret that you're on the verge of understanding, and it is driving you insane. Bref, it is your turn. You are not stunned any longer.
Alright, then we're gonna see what we can do. As far as I know, that was just a normal attack and not in any way related to the damage that was done to this thing, so I'm gonna hop on over and attack it. I'm gonna go into a rage with my bonus action and start swinging at this thing. That's a 25. It didn't say I'm reckless, so it's not reckless. And an 8.
Okay. So you run over there and you swing your forgotten greatsword. The 8 will miss. The 25 will hit. And the magic of the weapon seems to kind of trigger something and strike against the essence of this creature. And the runes flare, and it takes the 8 damage.
That will end my turn.
Cool. And real quick, I just realized... Yes, okay. This will make things a little bit easier. Draco and Mavra, you guys were actually supposed to do something immediately as a reaction. I just misread the thing. I thought it was on a reaction on your turn, which made no sense. So yes, it's just an immediate reaction. So that will happen right now. Just because I want to kind of catch up. Draco and Mavra, make a melee weapon attack against Akiri.
Oh boy. Oh no, Mavra.
Guess I'll use my dagger.
Don't you have a quarterstaff? Don't you have a walking stick, a magic staff?
Well, I have my staff, but it's not anything. It's not a melee weapon. It's
okay.
my magical focus.
It doesn't.
My
count
only
as a-
weapon is my dagger.
Gotcha.
I wasn't. I was just counting it as a magical focus.
In your madness, in your moment of insanity, you mistake friend for foe and strike out at Akiri.
And you both miss.
But her AC is too high. Wow. That's amazing. Okay.
No, Maver almost hit me.
I know. Alright. Ziklu, it is your turn. Bella, you're on deck.
Okay. Ziklu is going to move through Mavra and Akiri's squares, squeezing by them to get down to here. And since Ziklu already had his 2 short swords ready, he's going to take a couple of stabs at this thing.
Poke him hard.
I don't know how effective it's going to be against something incorporeal, but I don't think my bow will be any better. So that's a 13 to hit with the first attack.
Okay. Uh, 13 is a hit, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, that's 7 piercing damage.
Okay. These are just regular short swords. You have magic
Yep.
boots.
Right. Nothing magic about these.
Okay. Go ahead.
I got an 18 to hit with the second attack for 5 piercing damage.
Yeah, they're both hits. Make an intelligence check.
Okay. That's a 5.
Okay. You stab into its swirling essence and aren't sure what's happening.
Okay. And then I got an 18 to hit with my offhand attack for 1 piercing damage. And
You
that's
have
the
3
end of my
attacks? Wow.
Yeah, because I'm dual wielding, so I've got 2 regular attacks plus 1 offhand attack.
Gotcha. Very cool. Okay, so Ziklu slashes into the essence of the thing. And it's swirling ribbons of smoke. Bella, you're up. Draco, you're on deck.
Well, I am going to continue flogging this Einsteinian definition of insanity and try yet again to cast the spell that has never once done me any good, even though it probably should. And I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Huh?
That's like your new go-to today, isn't it?
Listen, it's a 3rd level spell. It does area damage, and it's not my fault that it's turned out to be totally useless the 4 or 5 times that I've used it so far.
No, we've killed a couple of people using it.
We've killed a couple people while it's been cast.
Yeah, and it is target self, 15-foot radius.
And I'm obviously going to designate, I can designate targets to not be affected by it, so I'm obviously going to designate my friend.
All right, the flying spiritual books are flapping about.
So there you go.
Okay, if that's the end of your turn, Draco. Maver on deck.
Okay, so I'm not crazy anymore?
You are no longer stunned, and that moment of madness was just a glimpse into some other world that you did not enjoy.
Okay. So, I see this little nasty over here, and I'm afraid the only thing that makes sense. I can't shoot him because he's surrounded by people, right? With an attack, like with a
You
attack roll.
can. It will be rather difficult to hit him. You're going to be shooting through friends and into
Right.
combat.
So instead, no, we won't do that. Draco will move forward a bit,
Okay.
and
I know
he's going
exactly what you do.
he's going to cast on himself Dragon's Breath at level 2, and he's going to this time he's going to pick lightning.
Cool.
Now,
So-
of course, that just means I get the ability. I can't use it yet,
Gotcha.
so I'm just gonna wait until it's my turn again.
You can now breathe lightning. Mavra, your turn.
I'm gonna click my boots together and move next to him and attack with my axe.
What if you?
Twice.
Wow. Okay, Dragon's Bite. Rises and falls with its mighty swings. The magic within flares. The blood of the green dragon coursing through the axe like glowing veins. Both of those are hits and do some nasty damage.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. The thing kind of rises in its swirling coils of smoky essence, and unleashes another tide of incoherent babbling, assaulting your ears and minds. Go ahead.
It is starting its
Ah,
turn
yes.
area,
Go ahead.
so it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
And that spell is targeted to you. Yes, it does. Okay, go ahead and yes, I will make a wisdom saving throw. Roll damage. I get a 15.
Well, that is exactly the DC.
Okay, is it none on a DC or half?
It's half. It's half. So it's going to take 4 damage.
Okay,
That was a horrible roll.
make an intelligence check.
And it is radiant damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was not a great roll.
14.
Okay. You can tell that Ziklu did almost nothing to it. Akiri's spell seemed to trigger something in response. But both her damage and your spell's damage seem to be doing full damage to the creature. As well as the attacks from Bref and Mavra.
Interesting.
Okay.
Magic.
Who was the first one to attack it? Bref?
Yeah.
Right. Bref had advantage on his first attack, but he got a 25 anyway.
Stupid high anyway.
I don't. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because of the guiding bolt. Yeah.
Alright, everyone make a wisdom saving throw.
Whee!
Gosh dang it.
we're getting better.
I'm not.
Okay. Draco and Mavra and Ziklu all save. Everyone else fails. If you failed, you take 7 psychic damage and are stunned.
Do I lose concentration?
No, but you need to make a save against losing concentration. Actually, I have to double check. What's incapacitated do?
I think I
Yeah.
have it up in front of me. Just cannot take actions or reactions.
Mm-hmm. I think you're good. You just
Is
have to
it
make
a
a save.
con?
It is a con save, yes. Success?
Cool.
Okay. Okay. So those of you, let's see, who succeeded? Draco, Mavra, and Ziklu. Interesting.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
This thing seems to suck up some of your essence and heal as that occurs. And then it's going to disengage from combat. This door is open. It's going to disengage from combat, and it will enter this wall next to you, Ziklu and Mavra. Right here. It passes into the wall like a ghost, and nobody currently can see it.
At this point, Breath is getting some really bad flashbacks to the time he took that powder from Cordy. This isn't normal. I don't feel good.
No one can currently see it. It has passed into the wall. Akiri, you are stunned. So can't take actions or reactions. Breath.
Also stunned.
Ziklu, you're not stunned.
All right, Ziklu, seeing it go through the wall like that, is going to scamper back around to the other side of the room. So he's going to go... whoops. 10, 15... Yeah, so he's going to go in there, and does he see the spirit?
He does.
Okay. He's going to say to the others, "It's in here! And he is feeling a little wounded, so he's actually going to take one more step to get out of the way. That's the end of his movement, and he's going to cast Cure Wounds on himself.
Interesting. That's the strength of a ranger. You can do lots of different stuff. Hey, Grimslag, thanks for coming by.
At first level, and cool, that's 11 hit points back.
Wow, congrats.
Thank you. And that's my turn.
I believe I'm stunned. No?
Stunned. Draco.
Yes. I am going to scoot on over past the Kiri and get in front of the door. So one. And I'm going to look at this thing. Oh, so Draco like walks through the door and kind of like opens it wide and looks at him and goes, "Well, hello there." And he's going to take a deep breath in and lightning breath out at this thing.
Very
So
nice.
it needs to make a one. Dex save.
I gotta get my special effect on. There.
Neat.
Alright, dex save.
Yeah, that'll do it. So it's going to take half damage.
Okay. Half of.
Nine lightning damage.
Make an intelligence check.
Just an intelligence check or intelligence save?
Intelligence check.
Well, normally I'm good at that, but it's a 1.
You are not sure what to make of this thing.
Okay.
Mavra.
I'm gonna move in next to him and attack him close with my axe again.
Can you go all the way around like that?
Yeah, because I have special boots.
Makes her go fast.
Ah, you clicked your boots together as a bonus action? Whoa, was that a crit right there?
That was 2 crits on the same roll.
And she clicked her boots bonus action last turn.
Wham. Well, that's quite a hit. Okay. Wow. So, Mavra, with your axe, with your green middle axe, you cleave right down the center of the smoky creature called an Alep. Its babbling is suddenly cut short as your axe seems to drag and catch and slice through the ribbons of smoke. And as you bury the weapon into its midst, it breaks open. The creature explodes. As it dies, as its essence is destroyed. And I'm going to need everybody to make another wisdom saving throw. Ziklu. More double
Jeez.
crits happening.
Oh, so that's what you mean by quarry roll.
Yep, that's Corey rolls.
Draco, for future reference, well, it doesn't matter. You're looking at this thing in dim light, actually, but it didn't matter because you cast a spell, an area spell. All right. Wow, those are some crazy rolls. So this time, everyone succeeded except Bella and Bref. So Bella and Bref will take some psychic damage as you come upon the verge of some horrible secret that would destroy your mind. So you will take 18 psychic damage. Everyone else only takes 9.
Wait, so everyone else who made the save takes 9?
Yes. 9 psychic. And it is destroyed.
Wow.
Come on, play the special effect for me. Oh, alright.
I was playing it.
I was seeing it.
Oh, it's just not playing on my screen. It'll play like 5 minutes later. Congratulations. That was quite the crit.
Nicely done.
Draco is about to die.
Draco.
That's okay. I have a spell for that.
We might just want a long rest, because I'm down like 50 hit points.
And you have that much left?
I'm a beefy, beefy boy.
Holy crow. I was about to pop off a mass healing word if y'all want to get in on that.
I think even if we are planning on resting, using a heal spell beforehand would not be a bad idea in case we get interrupted.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, are we really gonna just chill down here for 8 hours?
I'm wondering if they would let us go back up to the dungeon, say we fought some monsters, we're going back down, but we just need to rest first. Like, I don't know if they said you have to do it all at one go.
I will say that the woman's screams and pleading for mercy can still be heard echoing down the hallways from the north.
You underestimate our ability to take a nap.
Well, perhaps maybe just maybe a break for about an hour. Catch our breath, tend to our wounds, something like that. I don't know if I want to. I don't know. Delay a whole night.
I mean, I can help people rest a little bit more effectively. I've got some of that relaxing Zen bagpipe music on deck.
I can
That's
give
a
a
new
safe
one.
place for 1 hour.
I'm personally of the opinion that it would be better to take an hour break and recoup that way as opposed to spending a whole night. But that's just me. I just always more interested in moving forward and then taking a long break.
Yes. Too dangerous here for a long nap.
Right. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go bleed in a corner somewhere.
Wait. And Kiri's gonna cast Mass Healing Word.
Okay.
And I can go ahead and I can activate my Song of Rest ability.
Everyone take 7 points of healing. It's actually a really good healing word.
Thank you.
Good healing word. What does Song of Rest do again, Bella?
There you go. I just dropped it in chat. So you get an extra 1d6 hit points. If you heal, which I assume everybody who's injured is going to try to heal.
I certainly will.
Okay.
Yeah. If we
My hit die
do we
is
want to
set up
just
weird.
rest here in the hallway, or do we want me to create something safe?
A safe place would be great. I don't know what that entails.
Okay.
We could use the armory, I guess.
Yeah, so Zeklu is going to go into the armory, and he's going to pull out his rope and say a few words, and then cast rope trick. And the rope is going to climb on its own up to the ceiling, and when it hits the ceiling, there will be a little shimmering portal up there. And Zeklu will climb up and go into the portal.
Very cool.
And then I'll pop his head back out and say, come, quick.
I'm definitely following him up there.
Yep, we come in as well.
Same.
I fill his portal with relaxing bagpipe music.
Okay, you climb up the rope. Hangs perpendicular to the ground. Visual entrance opens to the extra. So the whole party can fit in here, except for Typha. And
Yep. The space can hold as many as 8 medium or smaller creatures. And once
Dang.
everybody is in it, I'll pull the rope up behind us.
Okay, it's been a while since I've done a short rest where I've actually need to spend hit die. Is hit die always a D4?
No, for you
No.
it's going to be a D12. It's whatever you roll when you level up.
Yeah. Okay, it was just my... Okay, so I'm going to re-roll that hit die I rolled up there, because Roll20 has weird stuff going on for me.
Still says 7. It still says D4. There you go. That's significantly better. Okay. So during a short rest, you guys can spend any number of hit dice that you currently have.
Oh, hey, Breath.
Yes.
Actually, everyone, if you click on your next to the word hit dice that says D4, if you click on that, there's a drop-down menu that has a bunch of other ones.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And they probably changed it when they did the update. We just haven't used it.
Yeah, that's weird. It used to just automatically roll your...
Oh, then I've been
Normal
doing it
die.
wrong too. Because like I'm a wizards are D6. Well, okay, I'm gonna re-roll those two.
Okay. Who was the last one in?
Zeklu was first.
Yep.
I was right after him.
I'll be last, I guess.
Okay, make an intelligence check for me, Bella.
$14.
Okay. You close the door behind you as you enter the armory, and before climbing up into the rope with your bagpipes at the ready. Do you want to do anything else beyond that?
Yeah. Would it be possible to like jam one of the weapons in here underneath the doorknob so that it's not easily openable from the outside?
Possibly. How would you go about doing that?
Well, I mean, I would take one of the weapons and just kind of like fit probably the pommel of the handle or the blade of the axe or some like broad part, wedge it underneath the doorknob so that if the doorknob turns it, it'll hit part of the weapon and not be able to turn all the way.
Most of the weapons have been taken, but there is this big red-handled double battle axe.
Seems good. So I'll just try to like wedge that under the door so that it. I mean, I know it's not going to keep somebody out permanently, but it will at least like, make it difficult.
Flashback to Moonsea. Make a use mundane check or Idaro house rules. Yeah, make a dexterity. Make a dexterity check. Well, you do wedge it kind of partially behind the handle, but you doubt it would really stand up to a determined person.
I mean, I'm assuming that there's not like a really obvious lock that I could effectively use. Right? Well, do we have a key? We have a key to this door.
Mm-hmm.
Who has that?
Ziklu has key.
I'm gonna lock the door behind us.
Okay.
All right. You lock the door. You take the key from Ziklu, climb up the rope. Ziklu pulls up the rope. Now you have this little window down at the flagstones. And you're in this kind of... what would Ziklu's hidey hole look like?
Oh, it's definitely a cave. It's got little small bits of furniture made out of that are like made out of packed dirt and stuff, so they're a little softer to sit on and such. But he's not much for creature comforts.
And he's a kobold, right?
Yes.
So Ziklu invites you to sit down. There are these foot-high mounds of dirt in a cave, and everything around the edges of your vision is kind of gray and unformed, like it's not quite fully there. But it's solid enough, and it seems to be safe. And you guys rest inside of the rope trick spell.
This is a nice place. Did you build it yourself?
Thank you. More, not build, but found. Yes.
Oh, I wish I could find something like this.
Emmy, would you roll a D100 for me?
Oh boy, yeah. $86.
Okay. Well, as you guys rest, you stretch, you catch your breath, you allow the memory of the horrifying whispers and the damage to your psyche to fade. Nothing appears to darken the small window down to the flagstones on the armory during your rest. So everyone can roll any number of hit dice that they wish to use to heal. So that's a resource that you can tick down. Of course, those of you
Most
with...
folks have.
Yes, well... Normally you wait until I say to, but it's fine, because we got it out of the way already. Plus, there's the Song of Rest. So Bella plays some soothing, deafening bagpipe music. And you guys all get a bonus d6, which I think most of you rolled. If you also roll a hit die, or multiple hit dice.
The acoustics in my cave are quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. And I'll give you back the key afterwards. I just wanted to make sure we weren't disturbed.
Okay.
Okay. So your rest is undisturbed for now. The rope trick ends. The rope drops down. You all climb out as the spell deposits you back in the armory, having taken a short rest. Did anyone spend more than one hit die, by the way?
I did.
I did.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Just curious.
I also did arcane recovery, so I got a couple spells.
Nice. Okay. What do you guys want to do now? As you emerge, the sound of the woman in the distance you no longer hear.
Well, I guess, where do we go now? There's still a couple doors that we've seen but haven't, looked at.
Well, wasn't there a door at the end of this hallway?
I was about to say, I believe there was before we were assaulted by the ghost thing.
Maybe we
Yes,
should
yes.
head there next.
Two doorways. One to west, one to southwest.
Also, hey, that battle axe looks really shiny. Is there, anything going on with it?
You go and examine the battle axe. Make an investigation check.
Actually, Akira's gonna hand this one to Draco and be like, here, is there anything interesting about this?
I think I can take a look. Pointy things aren't really my expertise, but I'll give it a shot.
Yes, but magic is, and that's what we're looking for.
Is that Arcana?
I said investigation.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. That's a nat 20.
Nice.
In that case, roll a d100. And Emmy, roll a d100.
24.
91.
There is something interesting about this axe. It's only really noticeable upon close inspection. But there is an inscription on the axe, the axe's red wooden handle. And along the blade edges of the axe, there appears to be some parallel lines and dots at different spots on the lines.
Is it a guitar?
It is now.
The poem, the inscription on the axe handle is a poem. It says, "No matter how far away we go, if you're next to me, I'm close to home."
Aw.
I recognize this. This is the axe of the romantic country song.
It's just missing beer and trucks.
Okay. Does anyone know what to make of this? It does appear to be. Does this mean anything to anyone? I would have
Sure.
read it out for everyone to hear.
It's too
Maybe
big
should
for
try-
Amy.
Get it?
Maybe you should try clicking your heels together and saying there's no place like home.
He looks at you for a second, clicks his heels together, and goes, "There's no place like home."
You did get a nat 20 on your investigation check.
I did get a nat 20.
So I will tell you that the parallel lines with the dots on them looks like musical notation.
Okay, I will face Bella and I will show
It
Bella.
is actually
and
a guitar.
I will show Bella that it is what that like. It appears to have some kind of musical. I don't know if these are notes or if these are places where you would put strings to make it a guitar, or a lute. I don't know. It's quite interesting. It almost looks like this was created as some sort of love letter to someone, like a gift with the inscription. I'm not sure. What do you think?
I would like to try and sing the inscription to the melody of the musical notes.
Awesome. Well, sing it and make a performance check.
$22.
Okay. Are you holding the axe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And Bella has perfect pitch. She can just read the musical notation and just sing it out.
Obviously.
I guess with that performance check of 22, she can.
Exactly. My sight reading is flawless.
So you sing out, no matter how far away we go, if you're next to me, I'm close to home. To the musical notation. And the axe hums, vibrates for a moment in your hands. And then it says, "Hello?"
Oh! Hello? Am I speaking to the axe?
I suppose you must be.
Who, may I ask your name?
You may. I am, or was, Vedani Kithrath.
Oh, that sounds so familiar. Can I make a history check? Or something?
Can I help with that?
Well, you can't see me nodding. Yes. You can make your own check. You can't really help with that.
Okay.
Are the rest of us hearing
That's a
the axe?
28.
You're all hearing it.
That's a 24. Wow.
Holy cow!
We know
Y'all know
things.
exactly who this is.
We're the smart bunch.
Oh boy.
I
How
think
many
something's
natural
off.
20s have we had?
I don't know, but I think something's off with the algorithm tonight.
Are we counting the ones that didn't count from advantage?
What?
I think that makes like some, or like there were several of us that rolled double, or there were a couple of us
Oh
that
my
rolled double
God.
20s.
I don't know. Okay. Hang on a second. I'm doing search functions in a couple of different
Deep lore.
note documents because
Deep lore.
wasn't really expecting all that.
You have an intelligence caster and a bard. We're gonna know a lot of stuff now.
Oh my God. Well, Bella keeps having
Make
horrible
this-
luck on knowledge checks, but not tonight. Okay.
Yeah, for a history bar, she isn't
Succeed
going.
at something someday.
Okay. Nat 20s. Let's do Draco's first. Draco, you've heard of Vidani Kithrath. I'll spell it for you. You've heard that name. Is part of your research into some very, very, very little known and obscure dragon lore. This is a bard who charmed a dragon.
Oh my.
And convinced her not only not to eat him, but carried on a romance with her. And as part of your research into your greatest desire, this is somebody who maybe came close. But in classic star-crossed lover fashion, it was not meant to be. And their love had some kind of tragic end as part of a rivalry with another dragon.
Ooh.
And Vidani Kithrath kind of disappeared from the records in the songs. Some say he became a dragon. Others that he simply died. And, but, or was cursed somehow.
Fascinating.
And with your nat 20, you favor the dragon historians who say that the bard Vidani Kithrath was a great bard, and as part of his bargain with whatever entity gave him such power of music, he betrayed his homeland in some dramatic fashion, and that his curse had something to do with that. And once dragon magic gets involved, Well, then you get into the realm of souls being trapped in objects until some great deed is accomplished.
Ah.
And there's your natural 20. Okay. Bella!
Hello.
Vadani Kithreth was it's a little fuzzy how many there have been, great bard of music.
Fabulous.
And you know a little of what Draco knows, less about the dragon stuff. But you know that Vadani Kithreth was a great bard of music who traveled the Wildlands in the Forgotten Age, when there was great magic and a chaotic but wondrous time. He created some of the greatest music of all time. You know his songs. So yeah, you definitely have heard this name before. And he created some of the most complex melodies and most difficult to play melodies for lute that anyone has ever created. Basically, the Freebird of lute. That was this guy. And yeah, he just kind of disappeared. And normally after a great bard dies, a new one emerges. But there has been no great bard of music for 1,000 years.
All right. Well, I'm kind of freaking out right now.
I am too.
I say, oh, wow, really? Like, the Vidani Kithreth? Or like, you were named after him?
Oh, so you've heard of me?
Of course we've heard of you. You're
Everyone's
brilliant.
heard of you.
How flattering.
You were the one who charmed the dragon.
And also wrote probably the greatest fugue that's known to anybody still today. Like, nobody's really been able to get that sort of polyphonic thing going on again. It was really kind of a one-man era in music, if I can say so. I mean, well, yeah, I mean, you already know this. I'm not going to pretend that I'm going to tell you anything about music, although if you want to hear what I have to say about it, then I'll tell you. But how are you stuck?
Was this the result of a dragon's curse?
Nice to hear that my music is still enjoyed.
Very much so. At least by people who know what they're doing.
Indeed. Well, that's nice to hear. It has been some time since anyone awakened me in this prison.
Yeah, it's been a few centuries since anybody's seen you in the flesh. How have you been?
A few centuries.
Was this the result of dragon magic?
The one who is speaking. Who are you?
Ah, I am Draco Wormfang. Pleasure to meet you. Just a humble wizard for hire. Battle mage extraordinaire. And this... I'm sorry, miss, what was your name again?
I am Vidani. Kithrath.
No, I was talking to Bella.
Oh, Bella. I'm Bella. Bella Endoral. You probably don't know. Anyway, yeah, a few centuries. I don't know what this thing is about dragon magic, but if you're stuck in there, we would like to try and help you get out.
Wonderful. How kind. I suppose they remember me fondly in Erith Sarah.
Very much so. Nobody has taken your place. In the entire time, it's fairly unusual for a bard not to transfer his mantle. Everyone always sort of wondered what happened to you.
So, Bella and Draco, you both know that Erith Sarah, well, it was an elven city-state. Long, long ago. It has not existed for a long time. In fact, it sank into the sea.
Oh, that's going to be real awkward when he gets out of there.
And you both know that some say it is somehow Vidani's fault.
Always blame the bard.
Draco knows this from the story that I mentioned. Bella, you know this because Erith Sarah used to be kind of on the border with the country of Sergidia, where you have traveled.
I see. I say, well, it's been a few centuries, but I would say that generally speaking, you are still remembered fondly by most people. So,
Oh, good.
how did you wind up stuck in an axe in a prison that's haunted by a serial killer?
Haunted? How interesting.
I know, right?
The circumstances of my spirit's imprisonment, I'd rather not go into. Bit of a traumatic memory. I'm sure you can understand. However, since you have so kindly offered to help me out, I would gladly explain how to do so.
Can I... Okay, Draco is immediately suspicious. Even though he finds this guy fascinating. That was a ton of red flags right there. So, can Draco kind of try to intuit by his tone of voice and I suppose just the mysterious circumstances exactly what his intentions are, or if he's a danger to us?
Make an insight check.
Thank you. Nope, never mind.
You almost want to hum with the musicality of his voice. Coming from the axe.
It had to come back around. 2 net 20s in a row. Well, then let's hear it. So, how can we help you? Unless anyone else has an issue with this.
No, I'm very interested to hear.
Who is Cheese Death?
Oh, we'll explain later. It's not her
I
real
have no idea.
Chowderth. She's a dragon that we kind of are like. We're kind of like friends. We're like
Yeah.
friends.
Okay, as soon as you say that, Draco looks at you wide-eyed and goes, "You're friends with a dragon?"
That's putting it. We're barely on the naughty list.
Well, you can
You're
call
friends
us
with a dragon?
benefit, in that we benefit her and she will kill us if we don't.
Yeah, we might have killed her husband. Or
I mean,
helped.
that is basically being friends with a dragon. So that's
We basically killed her husband.
Semantics. The point is that you are in acquaintance with the dragon, and that is, wow, that's
Terrifying.
quite something. It's amazing. I'm just quite the dragon enthusiast, if you hadn't noticed. So it's very exciting.
Nope, didn't
For
see
me.
any clues about that at all. Thank you for sharing.
Really? I thought it was being pretty obvious. Oh, whatever. I suppose I was. Maybe don't talk about it as much as I think I do. Anyway,
Probably don't.
about reversing that curse.
Yeah.
You must use the weapon to which I am bound to defeat the enemies that devoured Erethsera and save the city.
Oh. I'm gonna look at Bella like, oh, that could be a problem.
Well, so hey, would you know who these enemies are?
I would.
When you say save the city, do you mean as in the people need to still be there and alive, and the city still needs to exist in order for that to work?
I do not think it is too late, if that is what you are asking.
Right, but okay, I suppose this needs to be rather straightforward with you. It is underwater. The city has been destroyed. I didn't want to break it to you so roughly, but since since it apparently is a condition of your release, I suppose we should be all on the same page. And it is not the city is underwater; it's destroyed. I don't know if we can save it any longer.
Rothax devoured the foundations of the city, and it sank into the sea.
Oh, so you already know that.
I know many things, but
Right.
that's most of all.
Okay, then.
Rothax, the eater of all. As Chowderth is known as the Clever.
So we need to bring you out and use you to kill a dragon.
A
Who now
specific-
speaks?
Oh, hi,
This is
I'm Bref.
Greetings, Breath. To answer your question, my friend, no, I cannot emerge from my prison in which I am sealed to this weapon until Uzrothax, the Eater of All, is defeated, and Erethsera, the homeland I betrayed, is saved.
Can I ask you kind of an awkward question?
Did someone besides Mavra hear me?
I heard that he can't emerge from his prison, the axe, until the dragon is killed in Erethsera.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm cutting out for some people.
I mean, you were cutting out for me, but I got most of what you said.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'll stop using the voice changer and just rely on my own voice acting.
Well, in either case, I suppose we need to bring you along with us. I do agree with Mavra that it might be best to bring him before your dragon patron. She might know something that we don't. And also, I would very much like to meet them. Her.
She's
If you
not
don't-
very nice.
Many dragons aren't. It's alright. I just would like to meet a dragon.
So
I've met
you
dragons
want to
before.
ask a dragon to help with killing another dragon?
Oh no, I simply meant perhaps we could get a little bit more information. I suppose she could help us with some information. But from my understanding, we need to use Vadani's prison as the weapon of destruction.
So
Now, look-
I'm confused. Is Vidari not actually an axe? Because all I'm seeing is an axe.
Oh no, he's trapped in the axe.
Well, that sounds really uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm sure it
It's
is.
tiny.
Yes, that's why we want to get him out.
Right. So, yeah, we'll definitely take you out and see if we can track down this dragon and kill it. That seems easy enough. There's a lot of rumors that have been going around since then. What exactly is your relationship to this dragon who destroyed Erethsera?
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Right.
By which I
Okay.
mean, we do not have a relationship. Not to speak of.
So then it's just a pure coincidence that this is the thing that triggers your release from the axe.
Oh, I misunderstood your question. I mean, we do not have... friendly relation.
Yes, that's usually assumed when it's impossible for two people to exist at the same time. Why exactly does this dragon need to be killed in order to
Because it was Uzrothax and his magic that bound me here in the first place.
What did he have against you?
A rivalry and a hatred.
Ah, because you were you were friends with another dragon, yes?
Perhaps that could be said to be part of it. But these are long ago concerns. It is far more complex and far stronger a hatred than that, I assure you. And it was a great, horrible tragedy that led to the devouring of the roots of the city and its sinking. For a time, the powerful magic protected the people of the city from the onrushing waves. But I know not what fate has come to them in the centuries since.
I guess I guess I don't know for certain. Although the city is definitely not where it was the last time you were there.
I would like to go home. And Erath Sara is the only home, the only true home I have ever known. I hope that the curse laid upon me by the archmages there with the power of Uzrathax can be broken, and I hope that they will forgive me for what I did.
Well, there will be more time to talk about that later. For now, you're certainly coming with us, and we'll do everything that we can to get you, at the very least, out of that axe.
You would be doing me and many good souls a great service by doing so. I shall now return to dormancy, trusting that you can awaken me with song once again. I can assist you from within this weapon if need be.
Well, that's definitely something we're going to have to explore at some point.
Very well. Good luck in escaping this prison of your own.
All right. Well, I can't really use an axe very well. But if somebody wants to carry this, I'm very much looking forward to delving further into its abilities.
I can keep a hand on it.
I'll give it to Breath.
Okay?
I'll teach him the wake-up song later.
Okay.
And
Okay. Shall
back to
we
it.
continue?
Right then. So which of these doors did we want to go down?
I guess whichever one we can open.
We have the key, don't we? Can't we open any one we want?
I
Maybe,
guess that's
maybe.
fair.
We're not sure. We've only tried it on. I mean, not every key opens every door.
Fair enough. Well, why don't we try the one that we were originally going towards? The one, I believe, to the west? Or did you want to try to catch up with our other scaly friends?
Let's go west. If they left, they have good reason.
You think we'll be okay down here?
They will be fine.
All right.
I want to take a moment and thank Grimslag for subscribing. You are awesome, dude.
Hey, man!
And the players should listen to your advice.
We can't see his advice.
That's true. So what do you guys do?
I think we're heading towards the double door, the larger one, at the western end of the hall.
Okay. You walk past the
Yep.
strange links of chain growing out of the stone floor.
And they wrap around our feet and we all die.
Yep.
I wonder if it's some kind of weird tentacles or something like that.
That's what they seem to be.
We're like feelers.
Anemones.
I think the correct term for that is sete.
Correct, probably.
Well, if everybody's over here and ready, then I can go ahead and open the door.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Leroy Jenkins.
Should we check it for traps?
Oh, quite. I'll take a look. I would like to investigate for traps. Or perceive or whatever I need to do.
Okay. What's your bonus?
If it's investigation, it's +7.
I am rolling it in secret.
Oh, okay.
That's the secret that was messing with the shadow guy.
You would have to be over here.
Sorry, one sec. Thank you. So you were gonna roll it. You didn't want me to roll it?
You have investigated the doors. You have found nothing of interest. They are large double doors with a stick through the handles.
I don't see any traps here. I could check to see if there's any magical shenanigans, but it looks like a rather simple normal door. Would you all like me to check for magical traps?
Let's go for it.
Okay, I like that spirit. And I slide open the stick thingy.
All right. Just another quick shout out to Taladar, who also just subscribed. Thank you so much, you guys. Truly awesome.
That's fantastic.
Taladar is also in chat with the best puns. Well, except, or at least tied with the man with no screen name, which is the highest of compliments for the best puns. And Taladar also gives great advice.
Be great if you could actually see it.
Sometimes they give advice in the Discord.
That's true.
That's awesome. I should set up a special Discord chat for subscribers. That would be fun.
That would be. That's a special reward.
I'll think about that. Maybe there's some way we can allow subscribers in to see some of our private Discord chat? I don't know. We'll think about it.
Do they want to see that?
No, nobody wants to see that.
No.
Maybe they can look at our like character sheets or whatever.
Lots of duck penis in the private Discord chat.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out. Well, I'm gonna think of something cool. Thank you, Taladar. Thank you, Grimslag. Okay. Let me grab my notes. Open here. The Wildlands campaign. Okay. Aha. Okay. So this looks like a little bit of a mess hall, similar to the one with the is this revealed to you guys?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Similar to the one upstairs where you guys would see the Minotaur eat, etc. You can see old beat up table. Still has ancient food stains on it. Let me grab the open door version of Double Doors. Yeah. And there we go. The there's a kind of like a remains, like a metal frame of like a simple stove, wood burning stove that used to be in one corner. Over here, some old, oxidized brass and iron bits. On the northern wall, there's a bit of different stonework and an iron hook sticking out of it. And everything else is as you see.
Alright, careful guys. This is the one they said the heart said had a trap in it. Probably.
That's right. I remember a warning about the mess hall.
Yeah, we need to make sure we don't get too close to that grate on the floor based on what happened last time.
Perhaps, maybe do we need to be in this room, or do we want to just vacate? We were given a pretty strict warning not to come here.
It doesn't really look like there's anything interesting in here.
Well, wasn't there something about the block of stone that was going to fall down and smush people?
Yes, I believe that's what it was. So perhaps we shouldn't even enter this room.
Yeah, it
Oh,
doesn't look
there's-
like there's anything
Yeah.
interesting.
something
Let's leave it alone.
along the wall, though. Does anyone else see that? What's
Let's
that?
come back later. Later, Breff. When there is less danger.
I don't think that's ever going to be the case here.
Well, in any case, it doesn't appear that our missing serial killer is in this room, so unless there's anything particularly valuable here, we probably should just avoid it, especially knowing the dangers of the trap.
Can I make a perception check to see if it looks like there's anything interesting in this room?
Sure. Make a perception roll.
Or Ziklu, would you be able to do your trick like you did before and climb along the walls? Perhaps you can avoid the crushing trap that way.
It was almost good. It was so close to being good.
You have advantage on this roll.
I do?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Because you have a 20 wisdom.
Oh, cool.
You recall seeing this drain. This similar kind of drain elsewhere. Something came out of it. And something went into it. Also, you see some splintered bits of wood and maybe something else over here. Just a few feet from the different stonework.
Alright, guys. So, I agree, we probably shouldn't go in here right now. But over by the weird stonework, it looks like there might be something interesting. So, I'm throwing it out there might be something.
Well, my dear, aren't you able to fly?
Good question, how high are the ceilings?
The ceilings are 8 feet up.
It's pushing it a little. It's a little squishy in here.
I don't see you flying in that.
Yeah, neither do
Not
I.
really room for the wings.
Well, unless we can safely investigate the room without triggering whatever that trap was, I don't think we should go in there.
I can try to take a look.
Well, I don't know.
From the walls?
That's kind of what I was thinking as well, but is it really worth the risk? We only given a vague idea that it might have something interesting. We don't really know what's in there.
Check your notes.
I do a pretty good job of keeping out of danger, so I mean, if people really want to look around this room, I wouldn't mind going in first.
I'd certainly like to look in at some point. That being said, we do know that there is a falling rock and that there is a very, very large, unusual looking stone right there. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I wonder if perhaps between avoiding the path of that giant stone and avoiding the path of the grating in the floor that is definitely going to have a boogeyman popping out of it, perhaps we would have a little bit of difficulty. On the other hand, if we are continuing with our goal of dispatching all of the undead servants of the nightmare before we go and confront him, then we might need to lure whatever is in those sewers out.
Fair enough. All right. I personally believe that then if we must investigate this room, it might be best if Ziklu were to climb along the walls. I would assume that any triggers would be lined on the ground where we would step on them. What do you all think?
I certainly think it would be unusual for them to be on the ceiling.
I agree.
Okay. I guess I can do that.
Be careful now.
Yes. Always careful.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I'm just, it's a group conversation.
Yes. But if group needs me to go, then I will go. And with that, Ziklu will start climbing up the wall.
All right, mark off another charge on your 6 from your slippers. I know I haven't formally sent you anything about that, but it will have 6 charges, each one for a minute, and they'll recharge one every day at dawn.
Okay, that works.
And I need to give you a card for them as well.
Alrighty. Yeah, we'll say I've already used 2 charges, I think. Makes sense.
Okay. So, Ziklu, you start walking along the walls. Which wall do you walk on? Remove your character.
Yeah, I'm gonna start basically going around this way.
Okay. So you start walking around. Make a on the wall with your magical slippers sticking you to the wall, so you stick straight out. It's quite the sight, but you quickly fade into the dark as you leave the light that Akiri is carrying behind. Akiri, I'm assuming you've recasted a couple times at this point.
Oh yeah,
it's a cantrip.
Constantly recasting. Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Okay, so Ziklu, make a perception roll. You are in darkness if they close the door behind you. Otherwise, you are in dim light.
I don't think we closed the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I
close
can see in dim light as if it were bright light. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So that is a 14 for perception.
14 for perception. You don't get advantage. Now, the reason I gave Akiri advantage is because with her 20 wisdom, she would have remembered about the drain. So
Gotcha.
that's the reason in that circumstance I gave her advantage. Okay. So Ziklu, you go like this, basically, right?
Yep.
Okay. There's graffiti scratched into the tables.
Interesting.
It is in Veye Common. I am practically certain you do not speak that.
I speak regular common.
Veye Common was it's fantasy French. It was the common.
Okay.
It was the common tongue of the empire that ended 176 years ago. There are various names, and some of it looks rather crazy, like it might have been scratched on with claws.
All right. Am I getting the sense of any other presence in this room? Does it feel like I'm not alone in here?
Make an insight check.
$15.
from the unsettling feeling of this room, you're guessing that the Alep hung out in here a lot. And you guys wouldn't remember this, but last time I was talking about the sounds having shifted around. They were coming from here before, and then they kind of traveled east.
Right.
So you think it might have been hanging out in here and made it its lair. So its power is gone, but the room remains unsettling.
Okay. Then I'm gonna say, so that the people at the door can hear me. I'm just gonna say, writings on the table. I can't read them. Seem crazy though.
Do
Great.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just being sarcastic. Please.
Any other signs of any creatures in there? Anything? Do you see anything on that stone on the wall?
Haven't gotten there yet.
Guys, 5 seconds to move your characters around. Otherwise, I'm going to determine that they are where they currently are. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Bref, Akiri, and Draco make a perception roll. And Ziklu.
Classic carry perception.
Thank you.
Wisdom is not my thing.
Continue.
Okay. Then
That's
Ziklu
a
is
terrible sign.
Ziklu is gonna continue making his way north along the wall.
Okay. There's more graffiti scratched into this table.
Okay. Do I see anything
Are you?
more specific?
You're not being stealthy, are you?
I'm not really being stealthy, no.
Okay. So it's been about 20 seconds.
Okay. Am I seeing anything interesting now that I'm closer to the stone or the odd stone up here?
You also see the wood splinters on the floor.
Okay.
In front of it, there's an iron hook emerging from it. I couldn't find a good iron hook image.
Okay.
I won't make you roll another perception roll. So this is all like kind of like brick stonework, right? With mortar, etc. And this is a solid bit of wall. Just one big block.
Gotcha. Okay. Do I see any sign on the floor of like scraping or anything to indicate that a big piece of stone was moving around on the floor?
How high up on the wall are you?
I mean, is it still only about 8 feet in here for the ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd say I'm probably like 4 or 5 feet up.
Okay. You can make an investigation check for that.
Okay. 17.
Every time I search, I'm surprised that I can't find a good hook image for this. Yes, you do.
Okay. Does it seem...
There are scratches, deep grooves in the stone, but they don't look like it's happened too often. Like maybe once.
Gotcha. Does it seem like, or like this is a door that's swinging out? Does it seem like, something is sliding directly forward or back?
I don't know that you could possibly tell that.
Like, are the grooves straight lines, or are they bending in an arc kind of thing?
Oh, I see. They are straight. A couple of parallel scratches on the stone floor.
Finally, something in our campaign that's straight.
Yep.
Okay. And sorry, last question. Parallel going north-south or parallel going east-west?
North-south.
Okay. I am going to I'm going to pull out my short sword, and I'm going to poke at the wall.
Okay. That was 2 more rounds.
Sure.
Although investigating can take a variable amount of time, I'm going to say that one took just 1 round. So it's now been about 30 seconds. Ting, ting. The sound of solid stone being hit by a short sword.
Okay. If nothing happens, then I'm going to put a hand on the stone. And then retract it.
It feels like rough, partially worked stone. Slightly cold to the touch.
Okay. With those experiments out of the way, I'm going to move the rest of the way back into the hallway.
Okay.
Couldn't find trigger for trap, but trap is definitely stone going out and smashing.
Perhaps the creature that we are expecting in there was the spirit we just slew.
I forgot something. Ziklu, because you did make an investigation check right in front there. On the wall where you were standing, there is the faded impression of like letters of words that used to be there. Of course, they are in Vedic Common.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you can see them, but you probably can't understand what they say.
Yeah. Okay. I'll relay that to the rest of the group here as well once I'm back.
Okay.
Does anyone know that language?
I know it passively.
I'm still not comfortable with anyone walking into that room who can't climb the walls.
If you want to, Ziklu, you can make a linguistics check. Wait, does that exist in this edition?
Nope.
You can make a intelligence check to repeat, it uses the same alphabet. You can repeat the sounds and maybe someone can figure out what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, I will try to do that.
Language proficiency. There you go. Make a proficiency check.
Nope.
Okay. It's incomprehensible. He does not know what... He clearly doesn't speak common well enough to speak
Common
Fey.
letters, weird. When in different organization, it's confusing.
Well, good work though, figuring out the trap. Any other signs of any of the creatures in there, like down the drain or anything?
I didn't see anything, but it's odd.
Make another perception roll.
Okay.
Sorry, the 4 of you who made one before.
17 this time.
Ooh,
7.
19.
10.
I wonder if it could have something to do with those levers that were in the other room. We never did figure out what those were for.
No, they opened up the doors.
Oh,
They opened
Okay.
up the doors to the cell blocks.
right, of course.
Others want to try going in? See if you can read?
I'm willing to try if people will cover me.
No, I'll go in with you, Bella. I'll go in. If anyone has to set off the trap, it should be me.
All right.
Also, Max did a 19 not see anything.
It's actually what you hear. Ziklu and Akiri hear a rattling metallic noise bouncing up from here.
Cool.
Rattle, rattle.
Chains are coming back.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to go in there, I could give you a little bit of protection. It's not much, but it's something. Are you going in there? Mostly aiming the question to Bella.
I am, yes.
All right.
And I'll go with you.
Okay, determining that she probably needs more protection than Bref does. Draco's gonna walk over and cast mage armor on. Wait, are you wearing any armor?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast mage armor on Bella.
Nice. What does it do?
You get your AC is now 13 plus your dex, if it wasn't already.
Very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hopefully that'll give you a little bit of... I don't know if that'll help, but who knows.
Oh, it definitely helps.
And that lasts for 8 hours, so... And I don't see any restriction in the rule saying that I can't cast it again on someone if I'm using it on myself. So... yeah. I'm just gonna scoot back and let y'all do your thing. Because I don't know how to speak that language.
I will cover great.
All right. Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna head in first. I'm gonna try to walk around the grate.
Okay.
Maybe we can even, Bella, we could climb over the table over here.
Sure. Now, there was some graffiti on this table here.
Mm-hmm.
Can I read it?
Sure. It says, Louis the Seventh is a fatty. It says, the chief, the captain of the guard has a weak butthole. And, Marcus fucks.
Classic. All right, I'm gonna continue following.
Good messages.
No,
Reading
no.
useful.
No history check.
Not unless
who
you're
Marcus
interested in the
is?
captain of the guard's butthole.
Why would I be interested in that?
Well, then I guess it's not useful. All right, let's see what these. Can we see the letters of the erased writing from here?
You certainly can. It says, Mise en garde. Vault is trapped. Falling stone.
Is that vault with a V?
Yes.
Ooh.
Well, it looks like this stone may hide a vault, which is a normal thing to have in a prison.
Well, it's a dungeon now.
Zikluakiri, Bref, and Bella make perception rolls, please. Yeah.
22.
Everyone but Bref, the three of you, not Bref, hear the rattling of metal links, almost a slithering sound. If you've ever heard a chain dragged across concrete, coming from the drain. And it seems
Question.
to be getting slightly louder.
That was my question. Never mind. Guys, chains are getting louder.
Yeah, sounds like our friend is about to bust on in here again.
Ziklu's drawing his short swords.
Now wait, if this is a falling stone trap, it looks like the stone has already fallen.
I think that the stone may actually be past this. I don't think that this is actually the stone of the trap. Or if it is, that it activates once we move beyond. I think that this might be the door to the vault.
Oh, I
Maybe
wouldn't
try
feel good
pulling
living
hook.
here if we didn't try, and I'm going to step up right here and see if anything happens to me.
Some bits of broken wood crunch beneath your boots.
All right, and then I'm going to apprehensively pull on the hook.
How hard?
Until I feel something happen.
Make a strength check. Bref pulls his own face into the wall. Ugh!
I was thinking as I rolled, like, oh, maybe I should rage first, just in case, so I can have advantage.
Can you rage out of combat?
Yeah. Well,
Only
Yeah.
a certain amount of times between rests, but yeah.
for a round. You give a tug, you smash your face on the wall, involuntarily shout.
Did you do it,
And
Brav?
then something happens. Rattling chains burst up from inside the grating. It kind of flips open like a kind of a trapdoor. And lash out. And grab the double doors and slam them shut. With a loud boom.
Oh
Suddenly
boy.
glad I gave you mage armor.
The both chains, Bella and Bref can see, both chains are hooked around the door handles and pull taut.
So, Max, I actually probably would have been on the inside of the door
Oh,
because I wanted to be watching them. So I'm assuming I would have gotten shoved into the next square.
you can make a dexterity saving throw to avoid that happening.
Okay. That's an 11.
Okay. I assume you would like to dodge out of the way or no?
Yes, but I would probably dodge forward. I want to be in the room.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you still avoid taking, some damage from the door slamming on you.
Cool.
Okay, so you are standing underneath these two very taut chains with hooks. Actually, the chains are bladed as well. And they are wrapped around the door handles and pulled taut. And travel down into the drain. You can hear more chains coming, rattling, louder and louder. They will be here soon.
Oh no, I know that clock.
I'm gonna try and slash the chains so they.
Break
Oh,
up.
I see. Yeah, break those chains up.
Okay. You would rather attack the chain?
I have a thought.
You guys have four. You have until this clock ticks down. One action, one tick. Until more chains arrive. I will just tell you that. You can tell
Do we
by
think that this,
how swiftly they're getting louder. I'm sorry for interrupting, but continue.
Ziklu, do we think that this block pulls all the way out of the wall?
There are grooves to show. And I'm basically shouting that as I'm trying to use my short swords to kind of lever the chains off of the handles of the door. Since you said they're bladed, I don't want to be using my hands.
Okay. Well, all of you can declare an action. Bella, you spoke, but that's for free.
Breath, Can we try to pull that boulder out of the wall and over the sewer? I can help you.
Yeah, let's work together.
All right. So I'm going to come over, and I would like to try and help Breath pull this thing open.
Well, since there's only a hook sticking out, if he puts both hands on it, there's no room for you to help.
Oof.
Inspire him.
Could this be an athletics check?
Yes. Yes. If you have proficiency in athletics, I would allow that.
All right, then
And
yes, I'll give him.
I was incorrect. You actually cannot rage out of combat.
I will give you bardic inspiration.
Okay, what does that give me?
Thanks for the
You can
catch,
add a
Nico.
d6.
Welcome.
Or, sorry, a d8, because I'm over 5th level now. So you can add 1 d8 to that roll.
Okay. Well, I wish I had been able to rage, but that's okay. Okay, well... brought it up to a 15.
Better than the last.
What was Zickler doing? Trying to do something to the chains?
Yeah, he was trying to see if he could use his short sword to kind of lever them off of the handles.
Alright, so you're also making a strength athletics check.
Okay. That's a 10.
Tick-tock. You fail. Breath, you roll, get total of 15. You see dust from all 4 sides of this giant stone block kind of shoot out as it just shifts slightly from side to side under this as you strain. Not quite enough. The chains start to get louder. Everyone can declare another action.
Can anyone outside do anything?
Sure. But you just saw the door. You saw the chains come out and the door slam shut.
Okay. Draco is going to take a step to the side and fire a fireball at the door.
Where are you centering your spell?
It's fire bolt.
Oh,
Okay, I heard
you
fireball
said
too.
fireball.
Yeah, I heard fireball too.
Well, it's a 9, but I'm shooting a door.
But it is a solid object and so has an AC. You can think of it as finding a weak point on the door versus hitting, like, the strongest part of it.
Okay.
It's not if you hit it, it's like how you hit it.
Do I at least get advantage for shooting a door?
It's a good question. Sure. You hit and do 15 fire damage, which is nice. The door takes that damage.
And I don't know if this is appropriate here, but one of the things about firebolts is that a flammable object hit by this spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried. And it looks like a wooden door.
A big solid wooden object is pretty hard to actually light on fire. I wouldn't call this flammable. Also, it's treated.
Okay.
This is a prison. It's not. This door is not a pushover.
Fair enough.
It's reinforced. But your 15 fire damage causes this big smoking black mark to appear. Right here. So definitely some bits of ash fall off.
Okay.
So a big solid hit. You almost burned a hole through.
Okay. If anyone's on the other side, you might want to move back.
Okay.
Can I hit the door twice with my axe where he just hit it?
Sure. Roll 2 attacks. You just get 2 attacks normally with a standard action.
Yes.
All right, both hit, and you slice into the door with your magic axe. So her axe blade, the tip of her axe blade, Ziglu, comes through the door right above your head, scattering bits of charcoal over you.
Eek!
Everyone can declare a new action.
I'm just gonna try and keep pulling this heavy rock.
Okay.
As long as Mavra's out of the, not in my way, I'm going to keep shooting at the door.
Yeah, Ziklu's gonna make another attempt to slow down the chains.
So
Get
with
them off
both,
the door.
all right. Oh boy,
There we go.
you pop off one of the chains. There are 2, however.
Okay. Is it 2 on each?
Let me think
door,
about
or
what
are they-
happens here for a second.
Okay.
The chain makes an attack on you.
Okay.
It hits you. So the razor-edged barbs on the chain stick you as it wraps around your arm. Your AC is 16?
Yep.
Okay. Bella and Bref, you're hearing this. You take some damage. Nine. And you are grappled. The chain immediately begins pulling you into the drain. Next round, I will ask you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
and as it's doing that, I'm just kind of screaming, "Let me go! Let me go! Let me go!"
Anyone else wanted to declare an action this round?
Did my shot do anything? I took another shot.
Oh, it did? You did?
Yeah, 22 to hit, 14 fire damage.
You widen the hole in this door. Somebody could get their head and shoulders through now.
Okay.
The doors are still being held closed by one chain. You don't know that. Anyone else declaring action? Okay.
Bella, are you gonna do anything?
I'm not really sure what to do. If I could help you in some way, but I don't want to get closer to the door. I guess, but I can't ready an action.
Is there any way you could help Ziglu out, maybe?
Yeah, I guess I could go on the other side of the door and try to pry. So I guess I'll make a prying check, a dexterity check on these hooks to try and get them out of the door.
Yeah, I mean, if there was another handhold or more, if the hook was bigger, then you could help Bref. But given just the one hook, and that's it, his two hands cover it. Sorry, what do? You grab Ziklu?
No, I was gonna try and pry the other chain out of the other side of the door.
Okay, what do you use to pry?
I guess I have Aquitas's dagger. I don't really have very many possessions right now.
You just gave one away.
Yeah. I use Aquitas's dagger.
You whip out the dagger, stick it into a chain, and start prying. Make a strength athletics check.
$18.
Very nice. You... Hang on. You do not succeed. The chain is partially pried up and then rewraps itself around, holding the doors taut.
And I'm gonna call through the chains came out of the sewer. They're holding the door closed from this side.
The sound of the chains get closer. More chains slithering through, coming closer through the from the drain. Everyone can declare a new action.
You said I need to make a strength saving throw?
Yes.
Natural 1.
Okay. Ziklu is dragged into the drain by the bladed chains. You'll also take more damage. 12 more damage. As the barbs on the chains dig furrows, red furrows into Ziklu's flesh. Ziklu, you are dragged into the chain, into the drain by the chains. So he is just like slipping down, but you can still declare an action.
I'd like to try and grab him and pull back on him.
You grab his hand.
Yep.
All right, make a strength athletics check. I'll just roll it in the open. Uh-oh.
Well, not that great.
Doesn't work out for you.
You know, Max, I thought you were rolling for Bella, and I got real excited.
Can I, as just like a free action, say something to Mavra and Akiri?
Yeah.
Okay. I yell to Mavra and Akiri, move away from the door.
Yeah, fam.
And I'm hoping Mavra follows suit because Draco runs up to the door, spins his staff in his hand, and then taps it onto the ground. And I am casting Fireball right on the door, right here. Now then, because of a nifty little thing I have right here. Well, actually, let me rephrase that because I don't want to. Actually, no. Wait, hold on. I told them to move. So, what is the radius of Fireball? Give me a sec.
20 feet.
20 feet. Awesome. Okay, give me a sec. I can't talk and hold down control, do other things at the same time. All right. So yes, we are doing it right on the door, which I believe will catch Breath, Bella, Ziklu, and myself. However, Draco is looking through the hole he made and can see all. I'm assuming he can see all three of these guys.
Yes, he can. So you can make a hole in the spell with your.
So
With your
I am
ability.
going to do this. Basically, long and short of it is, I can declare 1 plus the level of the spell number of people who automatically make their save and take no damage.
All right, roll damage.
Cool beans.
The doors and I guess the chain. Well, not the one holding Ziklu, but anyway, they're gonna fail. Their reflex save.
That's a lot of dice.
Okay, the doors are incinerated at this point between Mavra's axe attacks, the previous damage, and the fireball. The chains are actually destroyed as well. Well, they're not destroyed, but the end that is wrapped around Ziklu and the one that was holding onto the door are fused and melted down, and the links kind of melt together into this shapeless glob, and then the chains pull back, unwrapping from Ziklu, pull back and retreat down the drain, rattling as they go. Of course, there are still more chains coming.
Oh, come on, get out of there. Let's go.
Yeah, but we also just incinerated the only way to get to block it.
I think Breath hasn't declared an action yet.
I have not.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna give it one more try.
All right. Oh!
Finally!
All right. So
That was worth it.
if you're up for it, please describe what happens.
So, Breath's mind is racing, 20 different directions at once. He sees Ziklu getting pulled down the drain. I hear people screaming about the door from the other side. I see fire bursting through, and a moment of clarity seeps in, and I realize there's only one thing I can do in this moment, and that's what I'm good at. And so I just focus on the hook, and I just grasp it, readjust my grip, and really think about everyone else is doing their part, and I need to do mine. And I hole with all my might.
Hopefully our stream doesn't get muted from the theme song. But that was amazing. And you do tug, and more dust and splinters of stone come out around the door. And with a heave and a ho, breath goes. Because, of course, once you start an object moving, it's like there's much less friction, and you just pull it out, stumbling into the chair as you do so. Until it's finally out of the hole. You guys really do not have much light, but in the dim light, you can kind of... Well, some of you have dark vision. Those of you with dark vision can see down the tunnel ahead.
I'm going to shout out, Mavra, come help me push this over the grate.
Alright, I
can
guess...
help.
Yeah, I guess you can both make a check to do that.
Ziklu wants to buy them a little bit more time. So the chains, like, since Ziklu got it kind of up close and personal with them, were they like flying through the grate, or were they rasping along the edges to climb up? While they were going up the grate, were they just like kind of flying through the middle and just clearly animated purely by magic, or were they like crawling along the sides of the grate?
More like animated by magic.
Okay. Then never mind.
Okay.
This is not going to work. So
That was a cool question. And I was tempted to say they slithered like snakes, but no, they're animated by magic.
I've got a thing that can create that can create difficult terrain.
Oh,
but,
no. They're not traveling.
Yeah.
They're not traveling like that.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to get out of Bref and Mavra's way.
Okay. This is the last action you guys have to declare before the chains arrive. Working together, Bref and Mavra shove the rock over the grate. Congratulations on doing that.
Go team.
Nicely done, guys.
Yeah, great job.
Alright, back the way we came, or up through the new hole.
I just worked so hard.
I was going to say,
Hole.
we have to see what's up there after all
Alright.
of that.
Let's go.
What do you do?
New hole it is.
There's a sound as the chains strike the block of stone. The stone shifts slightly.
We might want to move. Akiri, could you bring the light over here?
Yep, coming.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was our old friend. I think that might have been a new friend. A scarier friend.
Yeah, big bad scary friend.
Well, your scary friends are always the best kind. Now,
Not this one.
Of course. Shall we move on?
Yes. Let's leave chains.
Yep, moving faster.
Well, maybe be careful because there might be a trap.
Yes, but there's also a very angry thing behind us.
Akiri, perhaps I should move a little further up to investigate for trap.
If you can figure out how to get past everyone.
Suppose you should get into the room a little bit to get us more room to move forward.
There we go, I guess.
All right, Draco's gonna move into the room and investigate for traps.
Also, who thinks this is where we're gonna find our first mimic?
Roll an investigation check.
13. That doesn't sound good. Ah! Okay, I got a 13.
You do not find any further traps.
Okay. There are 3 chests in this room. I don't... We probably need to make a decision quickly. If that thing we're hearing is any indication, we're gonna have company soon. And I don't want to be trapped in this room.
It's been a while since I've read Merchant of Venice, so I'm not sure which one to open.
There are in here 3 chests. And
I did not.
They are. Well, there's one that is bound in iron, one bound in brass, and one bound in leather.
Sounds like a riddle, but let's open them all.
I mean, does anyone remember if the Phantom said anything about this? The spirits that we saved? Very well, I will open the leather one.
Wait.
Well, you're not even in here.
I'll let Akiri make a wisdom check.
Just a check.
Yes. Actually, it was. Yeah, probably should have been an intelligence check, actually, but it's fine. Why is it? There we go.
It was bad. Just 12.
Okay. Stuff goes by pretty quick. Sometimes it doesn't get into the notes. All right. Which chest did you open?
I'm gonna open the leather one.
Okay. Well, it's locked.
Of course it is. Does anyone... Ziklu, do you have the key? You see if it works?
Yes, I have key.
Alright, I'll let Ziklu unlock
As soon as you hold up the key, you see that it is the wrong size.
I have
There-
pressure plate in vault in my notes.
Maybe we should check under the chests.
Carefully.
Very well. Very well. I will extend my staff and try to press, I don't know, the floor around the leather chest to see if I trigger any pressure points.
You do.
Oh. Okay.
A rock falls and squashes it.
I see. Oh, good memory, Mavra. That was
5 foot on a side block of stone falls out of the roof, falls out of the ceiling, and just completely annihilates everything that was there.
Oh, that's the falling rock.
I suppose this means we need to... I'm not sure. Perhaps all 3 of these have this, and in which case I'm not sure really how to get to the contents without getting squished.
Grab
Well, let's
them
check 'em
before the
first.
rock can hit them.
All right. If you're fast enough and strong enough to do so, then perhaps see if you can grab that one of the other 2. As far as unlocking them, I might have a spell for that, but I don't want to get squished.
All right, I'll give it a try. Everyone else may want to step back a little bit. And I'm going for this one. Just
Okay.
gonna put 2 hands around it and try and yank it, and yank backwards with it as fast as I can.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Well,
As soon as as the weight shifts, squash. And you manage to get your hand out of there. Seconds, well, not even seconds, a split second before your fingers are tapped by the edge of the 5 foot on a side falling block of stone. Some bits of splintered wood fly out, striking those nearby harmlessly.
All right, I have an idea. Bref, if you could move away from the final chest for a moment. Is it locked?
You reach out and try and lift the lid slightly, and yeah, it's locked.
Okay. Does it appear to be just a normal, non-magical?
To all appearances. Do you
Okay.
want to stop and investigate it and make an Arcana check on her, maybe? Or cast
Sure, I'll
detect
I
magic?
feel like I don't have detect magic. I'll go ahead and just do an Arcana check to see if it looks like it's magic.
That makes sense. Go for it.
12.
Doesn't look magical, but there is a certain power in iron.
That makes me uncomfortable. Okay.
Or perhaps anti-magic. Inherent to iron.
Okay. Screw it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm going to cast.
Ha! That is awesome.
So yeah, as long as it's that is held shut by a mundane lock or that is stuck or barred becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred. If the object has multiple locks, only one of them is unlocked. If you choose a target that is held shut with an arcane lock, that spell is suppressed for 10 minutes, during which time the target can be opened and shut normally. When you cast a spell, a loud knock, audible from as far away as 300 feet, emanates from the target object.
Oof.
You guys, I have to say, Nico, I'm impressed that you took that spell. Because no one ever does. And it's only good in a certain type of campaign. With a certain type of GM. Which I happen to be. The chest pops open.
Yay!
And within is a gleaming metal breastplate with a silver sheen. Curlicues of twisting arcane symbols, flowing lines cover the breastplate where it lies shining with golden leaves and accents upon the armor.
This looks beautiful. If anyone who utilizes this form of armor would benefit from it, I recommend grabbing it now, as I think we're in a bit of a hurry. Mavra, or I don't know if Bref or Akira, if you use this kind of armor, but take a look, and he'll step back.
Only if it's light armor.
Who among us really feels the quickest with their hands? I'm not super
Here he
fast.
does.
But
There is also, within the lid, when it pops open, there's a placard on the inside of the lid, which says in Veye Common, the mithril breastplate of Ibuk Ruger.
Well, I'm assuming
Oh, hello.
Bella has
hi.
read that for us.
I'm very excited about this. Yes.
Okay, but
don't-
just beware that if too much of a weight shift will cause that rock.
Ziklu is quick, but not strong.
Akira can
no,
try
you
it.
need to be quick. It's not about strength, it's about quickness.
Ah, but if that armor's too heavy and he can't pull it out, it doesn't matter how quick he is.
Mithril's
You know
pretty light.
Akira's gonna yoink it. She's gonna try.
Yeah, I would suspect that the mithril puts it into the light armor class because Ibuk Ruger was actually a famous wizard, as all of you should know.
You're the only
Yeah.
one who can read it.
Right, yes.
Yeah, no,
Right.
Akira has yoinked it. What do I roll?
Dexterity saving throw.
14.
You pull on the armor. The weight on the plate where the chest is sitting shifts.
Dang it.
And you get away with the armor.
Heck yeah!
Rattling and clinking, the different pieces are slide smoothly together. It seems almost like freshly forged. It's shiny, as though age has not touched it, though it must have lain here for a long time.
Akira's gonna go, oh, I got it! Cool. Now what?
It tingles in your grasp. You can feel the very strong magical aura coming off of it.
This is so shiny. Bella, you were really interested in this. What do we do with it? You seem to know the most about it.
Maybe we should talk about this on the other side of the grate.
Fair. Breath carry this? She's gonna
Absolutely.
hold it. Hand it up.
For those of you who have not been with the campaign since the beginning, that's how that name is spelled.
Yerp.
Basically. What's that one goddess by the... there's this one. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys slip out of there. You see that the large stone block you put over the drain has shifted over. I guess Bella saw that happen.
We should probably get out of this room.
Run.
Yeah, let's just leave. Let's leave this place and. Let's regroup if in the weapons room maybe. There's a door there, so if the chains come after us, we can shut the door behind us.
Sounds good to me.
Agreed. Let's go.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna take up the rear just in case they do come after us.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's go. Quick.
Does anyone have a particularly slow speed? No. Okay. You are all able to run by the drain, hearing the rattling of chains as you go. As you move on, every one of these chains is standing up and moving around like a living thing.
Ew.
Like a struggling worm on a sidewalk.
Could I maybe, Max, like... Could I perhaps roll some kind of intelligence roll to see if... I know it's some kind of demonic force, given what happened to the stones.
Devil.
Devil, correct. What kind of... exactly what we're dealing with here with the chains and that seem to be alive and that seem to be all over this place instead of, you know, it's almost as if this creature is is embedded in the entire structure of this dungeon. Like, do I have any idea what kind of thing this could be?
Make a history roll.
$14.
Dragon magic is strong. Huge, wild, strange. Fiendish magic is insidious and disturbing. You don't need to be as smart as Draco to suspect some kind of chain devil known as a chiton might be at work here. But more than that, how Chikar became that, exactly what's going on here, how this prison has become so haunted. I'm afraid there's no obvious means of determining that.
Well, as we're running, or once we get to a safe place, Draco will pass that information on to the group.
Also, I'd like to know that I was incorrect. These little chains are cilia, not setae.
A common mistake. All right, are we moving for the armory?
Yeah, it seems like a good place to be while not being near the chains.
Ah, there's one right there.
Ah!
We can discuss. I mean, do we want to go through the
When
southern
you
door
return
next?
to the armory, you find it is full of these little chains that have pushed their way up through the solid rock and are waving around like living things.
So I would like to not go in there then.
Yeah, let's leave.
Yeah, you.
Well, I would have told you by now that it's probably a chain demon, scary. I'm sorry, chain devil.
All right. Well, we still haven't opened one door. Down that way. Do we want to try to open it or what?
Well, in the interest of, I think it's pretty clear that our quarry is to the north. So if there's anything down to the east that we need to deal with, we might want to go handle that first.
Right.
Yes. Might be time to get back with Fresher and Typha.
Do any of you have the super long dark vision?
I do. 90 feet.
90 feet.
M human, M normal boy.
Ziklu.
Yes.
You see that the big, enormous chains across this door to the north have retracted and are no longer covering it. This door.
Ah. Friends. The north door is not barred anymore. Chains are gone.
I wonder if our fiendish friend is trying to lead us to him.
It's possible that he only has so much chain, but I think we should be very cautious nonetheless.
Yes.
Why don't we continue on to the east and see if we can meet up with our other friends before we venture north to deal with this problem?
Is that what you guys do?
Yep.
Yes. They should not have been gone this long.
To me.
All right. Well, then, with that, as you guys venture into the eastern side of the dungeon to reunite with your friends before venturing to the northern door, that is where we will call tonight's session. Thank you guys for playing. That was a lot of fun.
It was awesome. We got
Yeah, that was
armor.
super cool.
We didn't die. We killed some chains. We met a cool axe bard.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I love how that whole, I mean, it seemed like a good half hour aside started with, oh hey, that axe looks cool.
Yep.
I'm just happy that Ziklu didn't get dragged down into that grate.
Same.
That
well
was
done
certainly
on that fireball.
Yeah, that was certainly not how I was expecting to show off my sculpt spell power.
I thought you did that last week.
I thought it was going. I know I haven't used it yet. I thought I was going
I thought you did.
I thought I would be saving that for like some big battle, but nope. I blew up a door and some chains.
Everyone knows that doors are the most dangerous thing in D&D. Well, yes, you called it, the man with no screen name. You called it. You were like, it better not be a chain devil involved. And I will say, yeah, there was a lot of warning. We'll just say for brevity's sake, when you guys go back in that room, you will see that those great big chains are now over here, covering the exit.
Well, listen here.
Oh dear.
So I'll leave you with that.
Whatever, I'll just melt him with
As we
fireball.
head toward next week.
Guys, we found the true BDSM demon.
Not the succubus.
You know,
No.
it's funny because last time we were talking to those ghosts, and those ghosts were like, oh, he strangled people with his chains. And we all thought to ourselves, well, that makes sense. He was in prison. Of course he was wearing chains. That's not what those ghosts meant, you guys.
He's just a kinky fucker.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you all so much for playing. That was a huge amount of fun. I'm already dying to play next week. And I am going to be playing a 2-hour session with the players who couldn't make it tonight, tomorrow night. So we find out what Typha and Frasher were up to elsewhere in the dungeon. Or who knows, maybe they're not even in the dungeon anymore. Thank you so much to Jeremy, player of Bref, to M, player of Akiri, to Danielle, player of Mavra, to Kirsten, player of Bella, to Nico, player of Draco, to Corey, player of Ziklu. You guys are truly awesome. I love you all. You guys have made this dungeon really fun to run. I have been waiting to spring it on you for so long, and it has been an absolute joy. Thank you so much to Grimslag, the man with no screen name, Taladar, Lion Nation, everybody who came by the chat. You're awesome. Special shout out to Lion Nation, Taladar, and Grimslag, who all became subscribers tonight. That is super duper cool, and I super appreciate it. And it's going to help keep the Wildlands campaign stream and all the streams I'm doing on Super Commoner going. It's super fun, so we got to keep doing it. And I think that's it. So yes, I'll be back tomorrow for a few more shorter streams, and then of course we'll be back next week. There may be, as we are moving, there may be a disruption in the stream schedule coming up. So be prepared for that. I think we have a few more weeks of still being able to stream regularly, though. So it hasn't hit us just yet, but it's coming. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, Max. That was awesome.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.